We did Zhou Lievi a better a be her life, or host, something Zhou called the kitty nami, a feeling that things would be different, so me where else so Zhou lived, Zhou boiled something new. Nesiti, Navy Antifi, might be a new version of yourself, and then, that feeling come back, different, sappy wait, another vibe, another comparison, another version of not kitty and all. Tu and Alfdo San Hirasal. Amen talked about this, they didn't of Ferrosalutin, they didn't have a fever step plan. A Costa scared one question, what kind of freedom want he to be? His name he was Zhuangzi, and they say he do be a good Blair Riotair. Chandel do, translatus, broadly, as free wandering. This is what it is about. The say opens with one of the most extraordinary intellects in all of Genesis territory, in the northern darkness. Teresa Fees. Its name is Kun. No one can know so many thousands of miles it stretches. The northern darkness. See, so the beep has no bottom, and in it, a creature so vast, it cannot be mere sudif. Then, this Line, it transforms into a wheel. Its name is Peng. That world transforms, is everything. Not swims out, not escapes, transforms. The Sama creator, no longer watty to us. A feast the cease of a continent, become a severe the cease of the skin. And there is a what Zhuangzi is what just thinking, what Joe think Joe are, is not necessarily what Joe are, concerning that cosin. If it had never transformed it would have the other face, it didn't grow out, it didn't affect its wifely, it chinked it. Or do spanfly. It swims trick at the water for tritos and millis. It spirals up on a grateful ruin. Nenatitos and millisi. It flees for 6 months before it rests. Ninatitos and millis. 6 months of flight. Joe McTavie already done a something like this. Move if countries. Ribbo, Joe alive. That was a transformer tune. But Zhuangzi is asking whether that was the wallet transformer tune, or who's the hinin of one. Not everyone is impressed by Peng. In the text, a circuit and a little sparrow look up at the grey bird and laugh. We fly from tree to tree. If we fall short, we drop to the ground and that's fine. What's the point of 90,000 miles? You might find that funny. But you won't, it doesn't mock them. He says a small knowledge cannot hold large knowledge. A short life cannot know a long one. This isn't about intelligence. It's about the limits of experience. The cicada's world is a handful of trees. That's not stupidity. That's just the only world it's ever seen. There's an old Chinese saying that runs alongside this text. The frog in the well cannot conceive of the ocean. The frog isn't wrong about its well, it's just wrong about the sky. And here's the uncomfortable question Zhuangzi is pointing at. Your world expanded when you move. New country, new language, new circle of people. But is this world, the one you're in now, the whole sky? Or is this another well, just a bigger one? Zhuangzi isn't telling you to become Peng. He's asking you to notice that you might be the frog, and that the sky is larger than whatever you can see from where you're standing. Say you heard all this and your answer is a fine. I'll be Peng, I'll fly 90,000 miles. Zhuangzi says I still not free, because look at Peng more carefully. Without enough wind, those great wings have no power. Peng needs the wind. In the text, there's another figure, Lizi, a Taoist master who could actually ride the wind. He'd drift for 15 days before coming back down. Most people would read that and say, incredible, that's freedom. You only reads it and says forwards is still dependent on something. No window, no flight, it doesn't matter how powerful you are. If your freedom requires a specific condition to exist, sound familiar? I'll be free when I have enough money. I'll relax when the kids are grown. I'll finally breathe when I get that passport. That promotion. That number in my account. The wind always has to be right, and even it isn't, you ungrounded. You only cause this kind of freedom you so die, freedom that depends on something. What he's pointing toward is the opposite of you so die. Freedom that depends on nothing. Not the absence of problems, not a perfect life, but an inner state that isn't held hostage by conditions. He gives three phrases for what that looks like and no fixed cell. No need for achievement, no need for recognition, which sounds abstract, until you ask yourself how much of your anxiety right now is actually your problem, and how much of it is you performing for an audience that may not even be watching. Near the end of Free Wandering, there's a conversation between Zhuangzi and his friend Isi. He means it as an insult. I have a huge tree. It's so gnarled and twisted that no carpenter will look at it. It's completely useless, just like everything you say. Zhuangzi's response is one of the most quietly devastating things in high text. What is no use? Where is its suffering? This is what Zhuangzi calls the usefulness of uselessness. If it's useless, plant it in an open wilderness. Wander beside it. Rest beneath it. Every system around you is optimized to extract value from things, including from you. Because it's useless, no one will cut it down. Nothing can harm one no one wants. A straight, useful tree gets cut first. Made into furniture, burned for fuel, useful, right up until it's gone. The narrow tree lives for centuries, gives shade, shelters birds, survives storms because nobody wanted it. This is not a call to be lazy or to opt out of life. Zhuangzi himself was one of the most useful thinkers who ever lived. His work shaped under how 1,000 years of philosophy. His point is different. Your worth is not determined by how useful you are. You can do something because it's right, because it modest you, because it's good, not because it can be measured, monetized, or put on a resin. In a world obsessed with optimization, that's actually a radical position. So what is Xiaoyaoyou, free wandering, actually a bong? It's not about escaping, not about becoming someone else, not about building a life so secure that nothing can touch you. The fish table of stories says, you are capable of transformation beyond what you currently think you are. The cicada story says, your current world might be bigger than the one you were born into, and still just another well. Liji on the Wind says, freedom that requires conditions is still a kind of prison. The useless tree says, the world will try to define your value by how it can use you. You don't have to accept that definition. Zhuangzi read this 2,500 years ago. He couldn't have imagined the specific shape of our anxieties, the specific metrics we use to measure ourselves against each other, the specific forms of drift and hunger that come with building a life somewhere you weren't born. But he saw something underneath all of it. He saw that the question doesn't change. What does your freedom depend on? If that thing disappeared tomorrow, would you still be you? The sky is larger than any whale, and the only way to know that is to stop mistaking the open and above you for the whole of it.